Because you sound like one of the most optimistic teachers I've ever met. And things like that. I know teachers that are, now granted, they taught, they much older, so they probably burnt out and things like that. But it's like, we're seeing teachers leave the field. We're seeing nurses leave the field and things like that. These are the foundational pieces to our society.
Yeah.
How do we continue to build upon a strong society, at least a smart society with teachers, if teachers are leaving the field? Is it something as simple as, we need to pay y'all more? Is it something that materialistic? And there's nothing wrong with it being materialistic. You need money to live. But what can we do, or what can the school system do? What can the education system do to not only bring new people in, but keep the people that they have?
So, again, how I feel is not how most teachers feel. I know this because I've talked to them. I personally don't think if I had a desire to leave the field, it would not be because of pay. A pay increase would not keep me in the field if I wanted to leave. If I wanted to leave, because there have been times where I thought about it, because it is very challenging. Even though I like what I do, it is very challenging. But the biggest thing to me, I think the most hurtful thing to me about being an educator is that we are not treated as professionals. And that's so disheartening. Like, most of us have our master's degrees. We are professionals. We have professional knowledge. We should be respected as professionals, but we're not. And we're not anybody and everybody. Not only people who we work with. Yeah. And when I say that, I don't mean our colleagues. I mean like school board members and other people, other stakeholders who have influence on our role. But then also outsiders. Let's be real. And to me, especially going through this entire thing with the sickness, I realized that people do not care. I'll give an example. There was in a school district that I know of, there was a survey that went out to teachers, and it basically asked, how comfortable do you feel returning? This was still when cases were very high. Okay. How comfortable do you feel returning to the classroom in person? This is when we were virtual, and the data showed that most of the educators said they did not feel comfortable. Like a week or two later, that same school district forces them to return. And so it's like, first of all, if you already weren't going to do what you asked about, why did you ask people? Why? But not just that, those types of things happen often where educators are not listened to. They are not considered, not thought of. It's always money or what the parents want. That's really what it is.
It sounds like the kids is not the reason why people are leaving these fields as much as the higher ups. I
think it's part. So I think it's different things. I, as an educator, don't like to feel like my voice doesn't matter. I don't like not being considered, right? I don't like when decisions are made because of parents. Teachers are never considered. It's always like, what's best for students, and then what do parents want? The
student is always right, basically.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's bad because it's school, right? It's for students to learn. I don't think parents should have as much power as they do. I don't. At all.
And you think that power should shift towards the teachers?
I'm not even saying that.
Over their kids? They shouldn't have as much power over their kids?
No, they should have power over their kids, but they shouldn't have all the power in terms of what happens in a school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like something as small, for example, with the whole pandemic, right? Most of the school districts that either stayed in person or were forced back in person before, I guess health officials deemed it safe. It was because the parents wanted it to happen.
Because the parents don't want the parents tired of Johnny being in the house.
Right. So it's like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not even for the kid's best interest. That was literally for the benefit of the parent, and I don't think that should be a factor. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Do you feel like people see you guys as essential workers?
I think many people see
or unskilled
educators
job
as babysitters. I never believed that. I know people used to say that. I used to hear it all the time, but I never believed that people truly felt that way until recently. And now I'm like, okay, I can see why you say that.
It's so crazy because as much as we, and when I say we, I'm not talking about us specifically, but as much as we talk bad about cops, we talk, firemen never get any flack. We love firemen. We like,
Yeah, there was a funeral the other day.
I
whole city.
was caught in the traffic. I was caught in the traffic.
Me too.
I was caught in the traffic.
So,
I had my bike though. I had my bike though. So I was.
So we respect medics. How?
I feel there's a fake respect for teachers though.
I feel like there's.
It's like soldiers.
I was going to say, whoa.
No, it is. Everybody's like, yeah, love the truth. But when it comes to the vets, nobody does anything to help the veterans. And it's the same thing with teachers. Like everybody say, the teachers need to get paid more. The teachers need to get paid more. The teachers need to get paid more. Raise taxes. Whoa. Or it's like, what about the teachers? What about the teachers? Well, COVID's still going on. Yeah, but the kids. What about the kids? What about the kids? And so it's like every time people say, I think there's a cry for helping teachers, but I don't think the respect is really there.
But the thing that's so interesting about it is there wouldn't be a fireman without the teacher. There wouldn't be a policeman without the teacher. Or at least instruct. Okay, Chen. Okay. I'll just say.
Won't be a fireman without the teacher. What I mean,
they had to get through elementary school, middle school.
I would say that counts more for jobs like there wouldn't be a president without the teacher. There wouldn't be a dentist without the teacher. There wouldn't be a doctor. There wouldn't be a lawyer. There wouldn't be an accountant. Maybe not so much some of the...
the hands-on jobs.
Yeah.
Somebody got to teach. Somebody got to teach the firemen.
The other firemen.
Okay.
This is how we roll down the pole. This right here is the foes.
But it's crazy how I never... Ken said sometimes it's not that you're trying not to think about it. Sometimes you hear somebody say it or like you see somebody doing it and it just clicks. And you saying that you don't think that teachers are viewed as professionals. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like any other profession that is so essential to society, we upheld and make sure. Listen, police, not all policemen, I'm going to make that specific. Policemen been shooting black kids, black people in the street, and they got a race. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just... But with teachers, it's like... It never clicked until you say it like, oh, y'all are like... top 3, maybe top 2, not 2, essential to, like, our society. And it's like, why don't we uphold y'all? Like, how about this? Is it a certain rank, and I know I remember, is it a certain rank and tier when it comes to teachers? Because I feel like people respect professors more than they respect Chen teaching those middle school kids. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it
really varies. Within some schools and school districts, yes. I believe that Baltimore City has a program, and this is actually a really great program. I believe they have it where the whole goal is to retain good teachers. Because a lot of good teachers, they're like, well, I want to make more money. I'm going to go into admin or some type of leadership in education. But they have a program where you can be a teacher and you have to have taught a few years and have, certain marks. So been deemed, I don't know, maybe highly effective or something. I really don't know the details, but then you're considered a master teacher and you get paid a lot more.